All right, so just be careful.
Okay.
All right.
We're good. Pretty sure we're good. Oh shit! I almost knocked over my drink.
All right.
But yeah,
Ready?
yes.
You wanna?
Can I have some tissues? Thank you.
In the works with Brandon and USA.
Oh, wrong slider.
Thank you, Raviv, as always, and we're back. Of course, I hate saying that, but this actually, we're
It's
back.
been so long.
Yeah, for us at least. I don't know if anyone will see this since last time, but it's been like a month on accident. No, a month on it. Yeah,
A month, maybe. I want to say like 5 weeks.
yeah, because all the holidays, and then we just didn't do things on the holidays just because holidays.
I know you're finishing up school.
Yep.
And then there is
Finals.
the holidays.
Mm-hmm.
And then
technical difficulties.
The laptop broke.
Yeah.
And then we just pretty much last minute got my personal computer from my room downstairs, and we're using that.
Yeah.
And I had to install everything.
So today is like, halfway through January already, but holy crap. Wow. But it is the new year. So today we're just kind of talking about, personal goals for us, what we're expecting out of the new year, what we're looking for, and then also maybe a little bit for the podcast. It's going to be a little casual today. We'll just talk about stuff and see how it goes. So
my goal never changes, and it's always very simple.
okay, well then you should start, sir. Or how do you feel this new year so far? Halfway through January.
It just feels the same.
It feels the same. You didn't like try to get a different feel and go for things.
Why would I get a different feeling?
I don't know. Did you enjoy where you were before? And so you're just like,
I mean, I'm still making progress.
awesome. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, no, I kind of subscribe to the same thing of like, just because it's the new year,
it doesn't change anything.
Like you should have been like progressing and hitting milestones throughout the year, and then the new year is just like, I don't know, a marker, and that's it.
Yeah, definitely.
Just another.
But yeah, it's always the same. Just really, just grow more as a person.
So specifically, in the coming months, I guess, or even just this year as a whole, what sort of things do you want to progress into? Like, what do you really kind of want to focus on?
Well, I definitely want to focus more on the emotional aspect of myself, and just really doing that, trying to be better with that, not avoid things, that sort of stuff, because I really do feel like it would help overall in my life, just with whatever I do, way I communicate, that sort of.
Just your awareness of self.
Yeah.
No, I feel that. As far as like, so that's kind of your big one, your number one thing.
Yeah.
What other things are you kind of looking to accomplish in the near future then?
I mean, that's all I really have, because I feel like once I get that, it's more of like a domino effect.
Yeah. But you're starting school again. So I mean, like,
I am
with that, what stuff like that. You got your broad one, you got emotionally getting better, improving.
Okay. So what I'm hoping for is literally, like, I just pretty much just started therapy.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hoping by doing that, understanding myself more, understanding how I feel, how to process my emotions, having the tools to do what I need to do, will go into everything, including schoolwork.
Gotcha.
Because in the past, I always had an issue with staying on it and just doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm hoping that just doing that will help me understand myself and how I can do that work.
Yeah.
And figure out how I can do it. rather than just not do it.
So it'll kind of be like a test.
Yeah.
Because you just slapped on like what, like 15 credit hours this semester? Or
Just
was
12.
it 12? Okay. And
Well,
that's
it's full time. I was
Yeah.
like, wow, that's awesome.
you like, yeah, I was a little surprised because before when you went back to school, it was only like, but there was the one, you just did like one
I think
class.
I did like,
But then the second semester you did like one or two.
yeah.
And so you slapped on, 12 credit hours and I was like, commitment, man. That's just, I want to see that
I'm gonna
follow
do it.
through, man.
I'm gonna do it.
I want to see the follow through. I want to see what you're capable of with those sort of things. Cause what are you taking? They're not necessarily core classes, right? Some of them are, right?
There's one core class. It's just
Yeah.
a speech class.
Yeah.
The other ones just kind of go into like introduction to tech stuff.
Yeah.
That's it.
Which, I mean, that'll be blindingly easy.
No, that's
Hopefully.
exactly why
Hopefully.
I took 3 of those classes.
And when I mean blindingly easy, I mean like that may be part of your trouble is like, I really have to go and
Like,
do this.
I
again.
already did that stupid CS
Oh
one
my
with
God.
the Word, Excel,
that
just the
pissed me
Microsoft
off
Office.
so much.
Yeah, no, same. So
I hated that one.
with that out of the way, I feel like I'm much more comfortable with everything else.
Yeah.
So that's awesome.
So you're at least in your realm and just kind of functioning through there. And
Definitely.
so you're just trying to see, okay, how's this semester going to go? Feel it out. Maybe I'll do another one, something like that.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And another motivation is to get my FAFSA up for next semester.
There you go. That's
So
that's
I'm
a
just
goal
like,
too.
wow.
See, that's what I'm talking about. I knew there was more there, but yeah,
Spend 2,000, save 2,000 next semester.
yeah, gonna even, yeah, I need to, that's also my goal school wise, because holy crap, man. Last semester was not as hot as I would have liked, but there's still opportunity to do better. Although the classes are even harder this semester and I have a more full schedule. So I'm also like, oh, got my work cut out for me, I guess. But yeah, so
You remember like a year ago, our first guest, and we were talking about New Year's resolutions and stuff.
uh-huh.
Isn't that wild? It's been a
Yeah.
little over a year since
It's
we've
been
done that one.
way over a year.
I think we did that near the end of December, like on the 20 something.
Oh yeah. New Year's resolution.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what we should have done? We should have went back and watched that
No, thank you.
and just been like, this is what we were talking about then and what we're talking about now. And how much did you accomplish? What did you get done? I mean, for me, I kind of got things done in the sense I think some of my stuff was like do better in school. And I didn't necessarily do the crazy best at school in the following 2 semesters, but I certainly got through those semesters and am progressing through my program. So it's not,
Yeah.
So I feel like I accomplished a goal.
I
in that way.
definitely think our personal goals were generally met.
Yeah.
It was more of podcast goals because
Yeah. Those suffered a lot.
it was just time consuming is
Most
what it was.
definitely. Yeah, no, last year in my notebook I wrote down some goals and there were so many I did not meet at all.
Yeah.
At all. But the ones I did meet, I was proud of. Like I worked out at least 3-4 times a week at least.
Mhm.
Pretty much the whole year. And I wanted to run a 4x4x48 and I did that. I wanted to, not fail at school and I did that. I kept going. There were some, I brought my notebook. No, there was a lot of stuff where it was like, it seemed like smaller things, but I was just climbing and doing better. And I just accomplished those smaller things. And there was a shit ton of other ones I didn't get to, like journaling every day. Like I didn't journal every day, maybe once or twice a month, maybe, which that's not as much, but I still did that.
So just a quick question, when you're journaling, are you just writing, I guess, what you do for the day, or how does that
No.
work exactly?
Sometimes I do, but So there are different kind of techniques with it, which weren't we going to do a podcast on that?
I don't know. Are we?
We probably should.
Okay.
Just to research it. But really it's when you're journaling, it's more of a, for me, it's more of an awareness practice and a repetition, reinforcement as well. So you kind of write out things you're thinking, you're feeling, maybe something that happened, and you kind of analyze it, go from there. And as well as like reinforcement, like I was doing these good things, I'm gonna continue to do these good things, or I need to be doing this, or, just kind of goals that like I'm trying to be this type of individual.
Mm-hmm.
This is how I would be this type of individual. And it would just kind of reinforce that. So in my head, I have the long-term plan in my mind, that long-term like thought of this is how I want to be as a person, so that I could set that up next to what I'm doing every day. So it was just kind of a self-awareness and to make sure I'm zooming out
That makes
a
sense.
lot. And other times it's just writing down my feels about stuff or something I think about. Cause you just feel a certain way and you're like, I don't know about this, or I have this idea or this story that came into my mind that really hit me in a strange way. And you try to extract out of it what there is, like, what did it mean? Does this thought mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of what it was. And so I wanted to do that every day, but I didn't get to it every day. This year, I'm going to be a little more realistic and maybe do like once or twice a week. I mean, that's more realistic in the sense that I know I'm not going to do it every day, but if I do it at least once a week, that's going to be 5 times more than I did last year.
Maybe I'll do like one compound sentence a week.
Yeah. Because like, here's the thing. Once I get into the writing, I'll be writing.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't like starting and finding a chunk of time, that's a little difficult because usually, especially during school, you're working on stuff. And when it's bedtime, you want to go the fuck to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the thing is, where do I journal?
So you usually just do it at night?
At night. Because although I probably should do it during the day too, because at night I feel a lot more.
Mm-hmm.
So it's easier to get into that space of just writing things you feel and analyzing your feelings. Although I will say sometimes things get, when I write, it's a little more like more exaggerated, if that makes any sense. If I'm feeling passionate about something, I may write a little more passionately about something.
Yeah.
And then I read it in the morning. I'm like, okay, well, I get it, but like take it down a notch, Brandon, like just a little bit. So maybe writing during the day will, allow it to be a little more smooth and usable, where sometimes at night it may be a little exaggerated.
Yeah.
Or harder to follow because I'm in a different brain state.
Because I was thinking about, the whole habits thing and creating your environment.
Mm-hmm.
Depending on, I don't know what you're going to do. Depending on when you do it, like you could write a little bit in the morning, write a little bit at night. But thing that's similar with those two things is you're going to be home. So like you could just maybe set it on desk or something.
Oh yeah, I have it like right next to my
Is
desk.
it?
Yeah. And I have yet to actually set up the notebook, which I'm slapping myself because now I got like.
That's the one thing I didn't like about journaling was.
Yeah. And it's not like a hard setup. I just go through and like, these are the goals I want. I write it in the back of the page.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the front of the page, I'll write, some quotes or something that remind me of, what I'm doing, how I feel. It reminds me of character or where I want to get to. So I'll write some quotes down in the front cover, and then there are only 2 sections I have, and it's journaling and dreams. So I don't write down my dreams as much as I should, because usually I'm getting up and going. So it's a smaller section. So really all I have to do is shrink the dream section a little bit and make sure the journal section is larger, and just write journal dreams. And then I'm done.
Okay.
You know how stupid I feel like saying this out loud, that that's all I have to do and I haven't done it yet?
I mean, it sounds stupid, but it's definitely
Yeah.
understandable.
Yeah. And oh man, I'm trying to get my car all good to go. I'm waiting on the title to come in the mail. So I mean, you know that today
Mhm.
when I go home, I'm cleaning that thing up.
I'm tired of driving you. I was like,
It's
I
like
could have had
once
more
a
setup
week.
time.
It's just once a week. Yeah, no, it's not too bad. But I mean, goal wise for me though this year, awareness is certainly the key, and trying to integrate good practice.
Mhm.
And a big one for me is definitely school. And just I have to. It's sink or swim, man. Like.
You're making my goal sound like shit because I just have like
No,
an overall
okay.
basis.
But here's the thing.
And
If you
it's
have
so
an
broad.
overall thing, and this is what I'm saying, like my overall thing this year, I wrote it in my notebook, like that night, was pretty much awareness and specifically of pain. So anytime something's painful, awareness of like, where does that come from? What is it? Like, why am I feeling this pain? And also just to feel the pain without being the pain, if that makes sense. Like separate it from yourself, look at it, feel it. Of course, you don't want to try to detach, like,
Oh yeah,
hide it away. Like I'm not in pain. No,
that's a very nasty
really-
habit for a lot of people.
but really to understand the way I'm feeling when something's painful, and to understand pain and to seek out, not necessarily physical pain, but like in the sense of school, like that's going to be painful.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways, and to seek out things that are rewarding, but of course are going to be painful because you have to do the work, because you have to do things. And so that's what for me, that's what it'd be like. Go and struggle because it's going to make you better, and understand the struggle and why that struggle exists. So that's kind of my overarching thing with awareness, is just kind of understanding and seeking struggle at least a little bit. I'm not going to go crazy, because of course there's one big struggle I have, and that's school. So I'm not going to, start doing a bunch of other shit to swipe that out of the way, but to really understand the struggle, be comfortable in the struggle, and to face the struggle and not run away from that. If it's 12 o'clock at night and I have to do another hour of studying just to fit it in, because I wouldn't do it anywhere else, and I really want to go to bed, that little bit is a struggle, and to not go, whatever, I'll just go to sleep right now, I don't care, and then forget to do it later. No, I'll face the struggle, I'll do it now, get it done, do that one homework assignment to save me at the end of the year when I have like a 79.
When, like, you procrastinate.
Because that happened to me last semester. I had a 69 point something that was rounded.
Oh wow.
And I'm like, okay, that is way too low of a grade. First off, I need to be struggling for a B at least, because I know these are hard classes, and I know I'm trying to get into studying better. But what could have saved me? I would have had like a 70 something if I finished. There were like 5 assignments I missed. And it was because I did other assignments for other classes that were taking a lot of time, a lot of study time. And then I was just like, I want to go to bed. I'm not going to do this assignment, even though it's due tomorrow. And there's no other time tomorrow for me to do it before the deadline. So that's what I'm talking about. Like, there is a little struggle. And I almost had to repeat that class because of that. And so embrace the struggle, understand the struggle, go through it, and just get done what needs to get done. And that's difficult, because there's a lot besides school that needs to get done.
For sure.
And awareness and just tidying up, cleaning up all the, like, my room is a big point of contention for me, because it's starting to get like a little messy because I have so many things.
Mine was so a mess.
So I need to cut down on things. It's like, that's difficult. You know how difficult that is.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm in the process of doing it again.
Because I got tools, equipment, things that I use And then other things that I use every once in a while but are helpful when they're there.
Mhm.
And then I have clothes, and throwing away clothes for me is a little hard because I don't have a shit ton of clothes. And so if it's like, yes, I haven't used this in 6 months, but it's like, these are my dress pants, like stuff like that. And I got jeans, although they probably don't fit anymore. My thighs are getting a little thick. I've ripped so many pants lately.
Struggle.
Yeah.
Dude, just stop lifting. Stop doing legs. That's all you got.
No. I gotta work on my glutes a little bit. They're looking a little small. Glutes and hamstrings. Actually, hamstrings mainly. I know I got some strong hamstrings, but I'm trying to get to a full Nordic curl before I see my friends again in the fall.
So you can show off.
Yeah. So I can be like, bitch, like,
Look at these.
look at me.
legs.
Yeah. And of course, I need strong ass hamstrings, and my quads are just a lot bigger than my hamstrings. And I want to, get a little more definition in the hamstrings and a lot more strength with that. I'm not really like into bodybuilding. But,
Yeah.
So if I want something bigger, it's because of strength wise.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that's a physical goal for me, and also to incorporate like more cardio stuff. And I hate saying cardio because I never
What's wrong with the word cardio?
so everyone's like, oh bro, you do your cardio. Oh, you got to do your cardio. And for me, for the longest time, like I just did cardio things all the time. Anyway, I never separated cardio.
Okay, well, let me just say, the people who tell you gotta do your cardio are usually those toxic gym people.
Yeah.
So
And it would just annoy the shit out of me that it's like, oh man, yeah, I need to do my cardio. And now I'm out here like, man, I need to do more cardio. But it's because, with school, you don't have much time. So I go in the gym and I want to get my strength up. Although I did tell you, I'm trying to be more explosive with stuff, trying to include plyometric things. I want to increase my vertical. Like I've gone on a little more muscle mass, so I'm a little heavier. And I used to be like very light, very quick, had very great cardio, especially when I was like in wrestling and such. I was not beefy at all. But yeah, now I got some more muscle mass on me and I'm a lot stronger. Now I want to be able to, move my body weight a lot quicker and to be able to do that for a long time. So I got to make sure to maintain my strength in that manner, but I also have to incorporate things that are really going to challenge the rest of my body in that way. And so that's more of a physical goal for me, trying to get that weight moving quickly for a long time.
Oh, I guess another goal that I have is not overworking myself.
That's a good one, man. That is a good one.
Yeah, because last year was a lot.
Yeah.
It was a lot, definitely.
And you got to be careful now that you're going into school.
Definitely. I want to say I want to not push myself so hard in more of the gym aspect, because even when I had that trainer, man, did he push me.
Yeah. It's easy to get burnt out if you're going crazy every day.
So, I mean, I saw a lot of results. It was really nice, but
Yeah, you
I don't want to keep
beefed up
almost throwing up every single session.
It makes you not want to
It's like
go
once a week, I almost throw up.
I love the gym. I love going to the gym and I love working out. It just feels great. And mostly because I don't go that hard every time anymore. I should, like with cardio stuff, I should go a little harder in that manner. And it'll make me breathe more. It'll make me, maybe not like it as much in that sense. But I mean, if you go too crazy, you're not going to last with it. And
Yeah.
I'm very proud of myself in the sense that like I've been able to keep it up for so long.
Mhm.
Just going to the gym and working out just consistently. Like I haven't really gone backwards. So I mean, just going for longevity in training rather than going crazy. But yeah, although starting again, it's going to be hard no matter what.
for
It's going to be
sure.
difficult. Yeah, like we worked out legs yesterday.
Yeah.
God damn, dude.
Like, I'm pretty sure I could do. I remember in a single time with endurance, he made me do like 100 push-ups or something for like the last thing. I could do like 50, and then it just it just went down
Yeah.
in like 4 separate sets or something like that.
Mhm.
But now I feel like I could only do maybe like 8 half-assed ones.
Yeah. Oh man, you were squatting yesterday, and hey, I will say props to you. You were going full range of motion, ass to grass in those. But I mean, it did look like a bit of a struggle for you because
Oh,
I mean that's
Definitely.
it's different though. It's different when you go that far down and you haven't gone that far down before.
The bar, I struggled with my 5th rep.
Is what it is. I mean, when you got to restart
If you
like
need
that,
to be humbled, go all the way down. Sure you can. I can squat like before I could squat 295 at parallel 90 degrees, but I can barely do the bar.
like I was telling you this the other day. When we started working out, summer 2019, right? I think it was. I think later that year I got to 315 on squat, knee sleeves, belts,
Yep.
90 degrees, 315, right? And it was just the end of this past semester. It was like December, it was like the 15th or something. I don't know. It was right before finals week or something like that. And I squatted 315 all the way down, no sleeves, no belt,
That's very impressive.
full range of motion, and it went smoothly. And I was just like,
And you did it faster than the powerlifters there.
faster than the I
I
went
guess
up.
the people
I maxed out quicker than the
other people maxing out.
Yeah, which is fine. I'm not trying to be egotistical in that manner. I just got a little more experience going up like that, but but no, it took me so long when I switched to be able to get back to that point.
Mhm.
And I didn't need a spotter or anything. It was very even. The bar, went straight up, straight down.
Yeah,
It didn't like
because
wiggle
in the long
everywhere.
run, you're preventing injury.
Yeah.
That's all it really is.
Yeah, and just having to get strong in that portion of the lift, most people don't get down there even on a day-to-day basis. I'm lucky in the sense that I've always kind of like moved in that manner.
I noticed, like, when I was working out in high school,
Yeah.
my buddy Long, big dude, big legs, and he would always go all the way down to the bottom.
Yeah.
And in my head, it's crazy just seeing it because you notice that their legs are so big that they can literally sometimes just bounce off of their own leg and back up. Because that's what I saw him do that all the time. I was like, oh my God, his thigh is so big. He just like goes down, bounces off of his thigh.
That's why I always sit in the bottom of the squat for a while too. That really helps like develop it too. And if you could just comfortably sit at the bottom of the squat and just chill there, it's very pleasing to do, and it's a really good stretch.
Yeah, and then it hurts
Although
getting back
then
up.
you got to go back up, and you're like, but it's good. So I don't know. I'm excited to see your progression in the physical sense again, because I've seen you restart many times.
Which is crazy. I beef up so much, and I
think this is your 3rd time.
It is.
Because when we started working out, you would like stop working out before, and then you're like, hey, you want to work out with me?
Yeah.
And I'm like, sure. I haven't worked out since freshman weights. And like went to the gym and did like weight exercises. Well, I did some in rest, but didn't really remember much of that. But yeah, it was that, and then you went up in that, and it's kind of interesting because each time, you start a little different. You're doing things differently.
Definitely. Yeah.
Like that time we were going like a bodybuilding, powerlifting type thing. I think it was bodybuilding to
We did
start.
bodybuilding first. Yeah.
Yeah. And I remember you would always injure your back on bench press every single time.
Dude, I was just trying to get my arch.
You'd go, would slap the plate on there. You're like, all right, I'm gonna do it this time.
No, just warming up. I would injure.
And then you're like,
Something would
fuck,
just
I
like.
just- oh my bad. I'm like, are you serious? And you're like, yeah. I'm like, you can't, not at all. And you're like, no, I can't do it anymore.
No, and that
Oh,
always
shit.
sucked.
Every time. And then the second time you restarted, that's when you had the trainer. And to me, things looked a lot smoother. You got like real big
I got a trainer the second time.
the second time. That's
Oh yeah. Sorry. In my head, I was thinking about
because you.
before I met you two.
Oh yeah. Well, I guess that would be four times. This
times.
would be your fourth, but
Yeah.
3 since I've known you.
Yes.
But yeah, after you kind of fell off for a little bit, you didn't really fall off completely.
Yeah.
I think you like revamped,
Yeah.
and that's when you got the trainer, and then things were a lot better in the sense that like you weren't as injury prone, and you were
sure.
making improvements very fast.
I learned a lot from him, and that was very nice.
Yeah.
So,
And then now you're restarting in a different way. You're not going to be going as hard. Sounds like you're trying to go more for.
I'm definitely gonna do more body weight stuff.
Yeah. It's kind of go for long term rather than as hard as you can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So, any other goals like with relationships, friends, work?
I definitely want to try and talk to my friends more because I haven't talked to them in the last maybe like 8.5 months.
Bro, that's almost like a full baby development.
Yeah. But yeah, so it's been a very long time.
Yeah.
It would be nice to talk to them.
Kind of get back
bit.
into that social rhythm, I guess.
Definitely try and spend a little more time with my family.
Yeah.
And
I know that's difficult because their schedule and such.
yeah, definitely. And as for my significant other, I just want to get to a place to where we're both just comfortable with, just really comfortable with each other, and we can do things without having to worry.
Like a good
About-
baseline. Yeah. That's a good goal to go to.
But that's really it for relationship. Just trying to reach out more because I've always really struggled with that.
It's,
What about you?
for me, at least with like friendships and stuff, it's maintaining friendships, trying to catch myself in social situations and understand how I function, try to be true to myself and true to them as well. And yeah, just generally learn about them and enjoy my time speaking to them, being around them. Because this year I kind of got a little friend group from Maple Woods last semester, and we've been hanging out a little bit, talking stuff like that. So it's real nice. It's real nice, and to just develop that and continue that relationship. And then later this year, I'll be at UMKC. I'll see my other friends again on a more daily basis. I got to respond to Raviv. I saw his text message, forgot about it, and then I saw it this morning. I was like, oh,
What? You
Yeah.
just did our intro.
I know. But yeah, he was like, oh, any time to hang out before the semester starts. And so sucks.
We should make a contract about our intro so he doesn't sue us for using it.
Yeah, right. Well, I mean, he said on the podcast, yeah, it's fine, right?
That's video evidence. That's a verbal agreement.
Yeah. But no. So I'll see them again, but on a more consistent basis. That'll be nice. Seeing how they change, because that will be a full year that I haven't seen some of them. And so they'll be different.
That's a lot of catching up.
That's a lot of inside jokes I'll never get. So
That's true.
I'll be ostracized a little bit in that sense. I'll just be on the outside of a lot of that, which it's not terrible. I mean, that happens already with this other friend group because a bunch of them knew each other before I came in. So it just happens. But yeah, no, that'll be interesting seeing how I've changed in my interaction with them, how they've changed, and then going through school together again and bringing maybe our experiences, how we've changed and such, and how they've developed a process to, I almost said combat school, but it's like to fight through because that's what it feels like over there. It feels like a freaking game with each class. But yeah, and just to go through things, it'll be very interesting, and I'm excited. As far as work though, damn, like it's I definitely need to find something that pays a little more, still flexible, and maybe is more en route to my degree. Because the place I'm working now is fine, flexible. They're good to me. I get paid decently. It's not nothing crazy, but it's not bad at all. It could be less, but it's not. So it's very nice. I'm working there, but there's not really anything mentally there for me anymore. And it's been that way for a long time. And it'll be like 3 years in April. And I just need something a little more mentally stimulating, but still, wouldn't say easy, but something I could still do. Not like a stressful job where you're just going to be stressed all the time.
Yeah, something that just
Yeah.
challenges you a little bit
Yeah,
more.
a little bit, just a little bit.
Just to keep you engaged.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Something interesting, more interesting, I should say.
Yeah.
Something more interesting and that pays more. I just need to switch to that, and it needs to benefit me in some other way as well. And my alarm, I lost my watch this morning, but so I forgot about the alarm. But yeah, so that's as far as work, some sort of goal in that manner. But the problem for me is I'm looking at internships, right? I want to get an internship, but I need grades to be higher. And depending on the internship, I may need a skill, but I need one that maybe it's not just summer, because I'm taking summer courses. So it needs to be able to fit in with what I'm doing and be like year round and stuff like that. And yeah, I don't know. That's kind of difficult. That requires looking a lot more and putting myself out there. I'm mainly concerned about grades because I've been told that, if your GPA isn't at like a 3.0, probably not going to look at you too much.
Yeah.
Because you might be more of a liability. So that's what I was told. It may not entirely be true. Somebody may hear this and go like, oh my God, you're an idiot. Like, no, it's not that way at all. Like, but yeah, I don't know. So my goal is to do better in school, because then scholarships, because I hate paying out of pocket. So like you, except you with your FAFSA, except I need like more than that to cover my school.
Yeah.
So do better in school to hopefully gain scholarships and to gain internships. Yeah. And so that's, with work, that kind of binds itself with school in that manner. Unfortunately, that's how it's been. That's why I'm still at the place I am, because since I'm in school, I need flexible schedule, something simple to do. And so that's why I'm still where I'm at in that sense.
Because this year I'm definitely thinking about getting another job. Because
do you know where, kind of in what?
Definitely going towards with my degree.
Gotcha.
Even if it's just
It's so interesting you saying that. Okay. I never would have thought, man. I never would have thought.
Okay. But
I'm sorry. It's cool. It's cool seeing things go. And sorry, continue.
But yeah, just something with the degree I'm going towards,
Mhm.
even if it's interning, just free shadowing, whatever. I can definitely learn a lot from that experience. And even then, that knowledge can go into school, making it easier.
Yeah.
So regardless if I make money or not, it's definitely a win-win. I know I've been told that even with someone who took class, just some kind of tech class, and then they applied for a job, sometimes they don't even finish the class because they already have a job and they just learn from them.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
And then study how they do things, how they work through things, and just really just learned how to work for that company.
Because I know with tech stuff, like things aren't exactly always the most straightforward when it comes to school.
Mhm.
Because, I know like certifications and such. If you're able to certify, some classes exist just to certify.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you can certify in another way, then you're golden. You can circumvent that class and such. And so I know there's kind of the paths are a little strange when you get in there.
Oh, it's very strange. You can go so many different ways.
Like I know some places you start working there and you'll certify, and sometimes the experience itself is worth more than maybe your associates or whatever, and so on and so forth. Or they'll pay for your school now they'll pay you to do this other thing. So you might be like, okay, well, it's not exactly the degree I was going to go for. It's slightly different, but I won't have to pay for it. And they'll work with my schedule here, and they'll give me a job afterward. So I know there's more stuff like that when you get into that space, that flexibility of like which way to go. So
you hear that, Google? Hire me.
Hire me. Yeah. But as far as the podcast, what goals do we have for the podcast? What were you kind of thinking about?
Honestly, maybe just kind of try and make more content.
As like diversifying content, or just kind of what we're doing, but a little more.
I guess diversifying, just so we can, I want to say, have more personality.
Yes, I know what you mean. And I want to get that too. I feel you exactly, because it's kind of funny. I've been told by people, oh man, you start a podcast. Like, I love your personality and such like that. And then, sometimes I'm like, I kind of feel a little dry, like when I'm out here, like, should we do a different, like another podcast? Should we shift directions a little bit? Should we just add more different things, but more? And that's what I was thinking, like with TikTok, being a little more personable with things.
Definitely.
I know TikToks are like editing TikToks and stuff are like, but my thought and maybe a goal was to make TikToks without like the computer editing and just making
just recording
a TikTok
audio
about filter. Whatever. Yeah. And then just kind of doing that and building, like showing your personality, which that's very difficult for me. How do I show my personality on social media? And I think we were going to do a podcast on social media or something, or talk about it. I don't remember.
I guess we just had a lot of ideas that we don't remember.
Yeah. Because we were going to do it, and then we were, that was going to be our last one, right? And then we switched it to goals because it was the new year. We were like, why don't we just, but how do I express myself over social media in a way, to me, that's not all vanity? Because that's one of the reasons I don't really post too much, because it feels just like a vanity, like an ego fest. And I don't really enjoy that. Like, look at me. Look at me.
Look at me.
But I also don't want to be like, look at all this other random shit. And then, because on the same token, it's when you have, like, say your Instagram is you, and all you see is just other shit, and there's never your face.
Yeah.
People are like, because a lot of people will go on there to see who you are. Like, how can I show who I am, but also show me, but also not be full of vanity?
Yeah.
I don't know. So that's my struggle with that. And that's kind of something I want to shift better towards, like get better at this year, is expressing myself the way I'd like to on social media in conjunction with this podcast. And then also, I'm just not sure like what direction we should go with like topics and such, because I almost feel like, because we're talking about stuff as if we know it, but we're like researching, right? We're just sharing what we researched.
Yeah, but what informational podcast doesn't do research?
But here's the thing. We're not like doing the deepest research about it. But we're presenting it as if we were a podcast that does that sort of research.
That's true.
So how can we become a little more maybe conversational and casual about these topics, filling people in on what we've learned, but also just speaking about them with our own personalities?
I mean, we kind of did that today.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, we didn't really do much research at all. And then make it interesting. I don't know. stuff to do. But I mean, yeah, I guess what you said was very fitting. Like, make it have more personality, and I actually like that as a goal for this podcast, because that's broad enough where it's not like we have to go out and make this many TikToks, do this, make sure this is good, do all this content.
Yeah,
It's-
like what we did last year.
yeah, that is exactly what we did. We were more like, we have to do this. But that's very broad in the sense that, okay, how do we bring personality into the podcast and onto our social media?
Yeah.
How do we do that? And it could be like 2 minutes of something. It doesn't have to be, all this editing,
Mhm.
So that's a really good one. I like that. Personality. Where can we write that down? Oh, we got a whiteboard.
We got that we haven't used in just months.
Yeah. Wow.
I want to say a few months.
And meeting consistently, right? Every Friday morning, right? And
Yeah,
we'll
Friday
still do the podcast bi-weekly until something changes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Something I do want to do. If I have money this summer, I want to do jujitsu.
You do that. Have
Really
fun with
want
that.
to. Just, oh God. It costs money that I don't have. And I do summer classes. So it's not like I just go work more, because I'm doing 2 summer classes.
But you're going to do 2?
Yeah, it's
okay.
dynamics, which I heard is hard. It's like right after statics, so things that are not moving, and then
Things that
dynamics,
are moving.
things that are moving. So, yeah, or not in equilibrium, I should say.
Mhm.
But yeah, I heard that one's actually difficult, and shove it into an 8-week class. I'm not going to have your typical summertime.
No.
And
for
then
sure.
I'm going to have one more class. I forget what it is though. So I'll have one more class, and that my summer is going to be just as hard as my semester.
Mhm.
I feel like, just because it's condensed down.
Yeah.
And yeah, but I'll have that little section before summer class and little section after summer class as some space. Yeah. Personality. I enjoy that one. Personality. Yeah. All right. You got anything else? I mean,
Well, we were talking about how we could express ourselves.
yeah.
I'm already struggling with that.
To express yourself.
Like, I'm just
But
learning
you're
to
working
do
on
that.
Hey, if you got any lessons, or you pick anything up, or your therapist says something, let me know. Because I would
just
would
do
like
a
to
lot of,
learn.
like,
I don't
self-help TikToks about like my journey.
I don't know what I don't know. So if you're like, hey yo, you could try this or do this, and I'm like, oh, that's a great idea. Like, I'll try this. Or you're like, you could try this. I'm like, tried that, doesn't work.
I'll just post 10-second videos.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
But I mean, it's a goal. It's an overarching goal, and the only thing you could really do is proceed to execute. Show, don't tell.
Well, that's all I have.
Well, that's all I have. So I guess this concludes.
Welcome back to another podcast.
This concludes our New Year's,
Mid-January.
mid-January New Year's podcast.
Resolution.
Have a fantastic year. Make some good goals, some true goals, some real goals. Just execute those bitches, man, and have fun doing it. Enjoy
Yeah,
it.
Don't be too hard on yourself.
Become aware.
Yeah. Where?
Yeah, I don't know.
Or that.
Whatever. Have fun.
Okay.
Farewell.
Bye. I forgot we waved.
Yeah.